What up, you amazing hackers? It's your boy, the humble hacker from Chi-Town, returning for another walkthrough. And today, we are going to be hitting up something that just, I don't know why, I just can't figure this out. I cannot understand how to perform this on actual targets without blowing a damn gasket. And that is cross-site scripting. So, what I decided to do was to challenge myself and treat this like every other video and walkthrough that I've done. In order to gain a better understanding of what this is, I need to be able to explain it and make it easily digestible, so then I can understand it later on in the future. So, by my understanding, and please, if I am incorrect, leave a comment right below, is that XSS is a technique that manipulates both HTML as well as JavaScript in a web application. We can trigger XSS by manipulating HTML tags or JavaScript functions. In terms of reflected, there's three types: reflected, stored, and DOM. We're not going to be touching DOM after learning how difficult that one is. But reflected is finding a way how we can bypass a function's filter, either built from security mechanisms or by using a WAF. And that's going to be reflected client side. Stored XSS, or persistence, is injecting our malicious code into the application's database, aka server, which is accessible to anyone who uses that application. So anyone who goes to a targeted page that we have had a successful stored XSS on will generate an alert every time. So in order to trigger one of these, we have to find the context, as well as find where our needle, which is a word that will, or phrase that is not going to be known to the target, that we can easily find in Burp or OWASP Zap, which I'm going to be learning more about and doing another video tutorial on that one too. From there, we can build out our payload by finding what characters, tags, and events are allowed and what's actually filtered out. Once we find that and what is allowed, we create an action that will display in our browser that our payload was successful, aka an alert box. So, our first move is to, let's open up a browser via our Burp. I do not know if opening a browser is available in the community edition. It should be, but that's just in case. I'll just use this in professional here. So let's go over to our first lab, which is performing reflected XSS into HTML context with nothing encoded. All right, so we have our lab up. Let's go over to our BOIP. Click on OK with whatever the flip that was. All right, over on our target, go to Scope, Advanced Scope Control, click Add, paste URL. That'll autofill right there. Click OK right there. Let's go over to our sitemap, just so we can confirm that data will be going into Burp here, which it is. All right, so let's go back over to our proxy, hit on intercept, and let's put in a needle. So let's just do a basic H2 tag. I highly doubt that my hacker handle is going to be in this target, so let's go ahead and click on the switch. All right, and here is our captured request here from our interceptor. We're simply going to move this to the repeater. Okay, and I want to show you a cool thing that I really am digging, because it really helps things. It helps things a lot easier for me. Are two things that we have in our repeater. One is to, now that we have our response here, let's go ahead and shrink that up just a little bit, is that we have two ways to see this that I really like a lot. We have our party, not a part of my off, but just our HTML looking nice and party looking. We also have render, which will show you what's on the page itself right here. So here we are. We have our H2 tags. We have our needle. Now let's go back over to party. Take our needle and place it right here. Click on our gear to auto scroll whenever to match when the text changes. So if we simply, let's go ahead and copy this. Let's put 1. Now it'll only highlight everything that has a 1 in it. We put in our needle. Now we can easily find it. So we have our H2 tag. Now we can change this in 1 out of 2 ways, and you probably already saw it when I was highlighting it. We can change it here, or to make it so much easier, we can simply use this, the query parameter. And there's the parameter that we are manipulating, which is right here. So we can simply take this, and let's keep our needle. Let's change these to actual script tags. Change that to a script tag. Change this to a script tag. I know I left my T out. So let's go and put in our alert. Now, since we're using a string, we have to surround this in quotes. If it was a number, then we won't need one. So let's hit enter to complete it, and look at here, and then look right here. When I hit enter, this changes to what we have right here. So let's send this request again. Okay, we see this is highlighted and it's not in black, so this is not filtered, meaning that we were able to successfully put in a script tag that would have our data in it. Now let's click on render. All right, and our string is not here. Go over to our request in browser, in our current browser section. Click copy right there. It'll copy this whole address and set it right there. Now we have to confirm intercept is off. Now that we have that, and boom. So let's find out why this says congratulations, we solved the lab. We have to change our URL here to what we copied for our request. And there we have our string. Okay, so that is reflected XSS into HTML context with nothing encoded. Now let's go over to our next labo, which is stored. Here we will be storing our payload onto the target server, so whenever that we interact with where this code is at, we will generate a pop-up. So this is mainly done in blog sites, from my understanding, and I'm still looking into that just to make sure that I'm more accurate in what I'm saying. So how we handle this bad boy is going to be the exact same thing, except a little bit different. So what we're going to do, we're going to put in our, not our response for the browser in there. We're going to put in the same thing that we did. I'm going to put in our needle. Sharonin 1. Yeah, I like that. Go ahead and end our script tag right there. In that script. Let the T out again. Let's go ahead and put tester 1, 2, 3. And then our website. Whoops, that's not how you write a URL. Please don't hate me for that. Now let's go and put in our, oh crap, wrong thing. Shouldn't do that. Well, we could put it in there too, but yeah, we'll do that. All right, so we have our script here. Fill this out. Let's go ahead and click on our post comment. Comment has been submitted. We solved the lab. Okay, great. But how do we have proof of that? Simple. We submitted our post here. Let's click on back to blog to go back to that blog post that we just commented on. And boom, we have our pop-up. So that was stored XSS into HTML context with nothing encoded. Woo, that was fast. Okay, that was stored XSS into HTML context with nothing encoded. Awesome sauce. So that was the first 2 labs. We're going to be building these bad boys out. Actually knocking these bad boys out later. As you can see, I'm not complete yet because I want to do all of them and be able to present to you guys. Definitely had a fun time doing this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Click on that bell to stay notified on future videos I'm going to be putting up. Thank you very much for joining me. I am Sharonin, and I I am out.